asked how democratic the United Kingdom actually is, we have to give reasons for and reasons against. So reasons for is basically, remember that definition of of democracy. Just try to find a reason to explain that the UK ticks all these boxes. So the UK holds free and fair regular elections, right? Every 5 years. We have a free media. Through the European Human Rights Convention, we have secured a high degree of human rights. We have a free, independent judiciary. We have devolution, that means power is spread. We have, you can actually argue that the fusion of power leads to more accountability between the executive and legislative branches of government. The rule of law obviously applies. That's a really important example. The rule of law obviously means that everyone is equal under the eyes of the law. And we have the Freedom of Information Act. And the Freedom of Information Act is important because it makes government more transparent. It means that people can effectively see what's happening in government, see how people are voting, and how certain decisions are made. And that means that politicians are being held to a stronger account. So these are great examples of why Britain is very democratic. But there are reasons also why Britain is not democratic. The first and very important issue is, again, the electoral system that we have. First past the post. First past the post is a system which leads to a two-party system. Now that's very bad in a democracy because it means that people have less of a choice. People really only can choose right now between Labour and Conservatives. But if they wished, they could have voted for the Liberal Democrats or the Green Party or even UKIP. There's a disincentive for them to vote, and that means lower voting turnouts and less satisfaction with the political system. And also, first past the post has led to a number of safe seats and also wasted votes. Again, it's these wasted votes that make the system very undemocratic. Secondly, it's also important to note that the UK has a number of institutions which are unelected. These are historically traditional institutions, but it's still important to note that we can't hold these institutions to account. So those include the House of Lords. We don't vote on them, and they can simply do as they wish, really. And then we also have the monarchy. The monarchy, albeit being a very ceremonial position or symbolic position and not having a lot of political power, technically the Queen right now could reject laws, but that hasn't happened in, I'm guessing, centuries. It's important to note that because the Constitution is not codified, we don't actually have an entrenchment of human rights. It's also arguable that parliamentary sovereignty means we're actually not a democratic country because sovereignty lies within Parliament and not the people. Also, since joining the EU, you could say that because it has relatively weak democratic institutions, apart from the European Parliament, you could say that that by joining them, we have also lost a degree of democracy.